If you thought this season of Robin Hood was going to end with a simple showdown in the forest, think again. The season 1 finale, one enemy falls, another rises, just detonated a narrative bomb under Nottingham Castle itself, and the fallout is absolutely staggering. We have shocking betrayals, brutal sacrifices, a masterclass in political scheming, and a character pivot that redefines our hero. I'm talking full, uncut spoilers from here on out, so if you haven't watched it yet, this is your final warning. Before we get started, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our breakdowns. Let's dive into the chaos. The episode opens now with action, but with a haunting vision. Robin, in the Sherwood gloom, is visited by the ghost of his father, Hugh. But Hugh doesn't offer comfort. He urges Robin not to surrender like so many Saxons did, but to embody the spirit of Adric the Wild, a legendary rebel who fought to his literal last breath. This isn't just a pep talk, it's a mandate. It crystallizes Robin's purpose. He's no longer just surviving, he's the leader who has to outthink a kingdom.
Wild Adric, he fought to the bitter end. He died in battle, but his spirit still fights, and it will forever in you.
In Nottingham Castle, the War Council is a clash of egos. Guy of Gisborne, the brash crusader knight sent by King Henry, lays out what he thinks is a foolproof plan. Thanks to the sheriff, he knows the location of the outlaws' cave. He wants to march troops, flush the Saxon rabble out like game, and herd them into a dead-end canyon for slaughter. Marian's father, the Earl of Huntingdon, nods along, his hatred for Robin blinding him. But the sheriff, he says nothing. He knows Robin is cunning. He remembers the fires, the stolen taxes, but he lets Gisborne's ego swell. Why? Because privately, he sees Gisborne as a threat to his own power. If Gisborne wins, the sheriff gets replaced, and he's already got a secret, darker plot brewing with Queen Eleanor whispering in his ear.
They won't know we're there until we're on them.
Hood will have prepared for a direct assault.
Back in the forest, Robin unveils a counter-strategy of pure audacity. He tells John, Tuck, Will Gamewell, and the others they won't wait to be trapped. They'll abandon the cave before the soldiers arrive. While Gisborne marches on an empty hideout, Robin's band will slip through the forest and strike where the enemy is weakest, Nottingham Castle itself, left vulnerable with its garrison gone. Seize it, fire on the returning soldiers from their own walls, then vanish. It's a plan for psychological warfare, to prove they cannot be cornered. But for this to work, they need perfect timing. They need to know exactly when the soldiers march, and this is where Lady Marian steps into the fire. Despite Robin's terrified protests, she insists on returning to her father's estate to spy. The night before she leaves is charged with desperate, passionate intimacy, a moment fully acknowledging this could be their last.
It might just work.
It'll work because they won't expect it. They won't have a plan to counter it, and by the time they figure it, it'll be over.
Marian's performance is flawless. Returning home, she tells her father a lie wrapped in truth, that Queen Eleanor has given her leave to mend their rift. With partly feigned tears, she claims she's seen the folly of choosing love over family duty. The narcissistic Earl buys it completely, even boasting about the attack plans. He reveals the forest ambush and a critical detail. Units from Leicester are being summoned to guard Nottingham. This is huge. Marian gets this info to her maid, Melange, to run to the forest, but her younger brother, Aleppo, betrays his suspicion. The Earl, having pretended to drink sedated wine, bursts outside and fires a crossbow at the fleeing Melange. He misses, but Marian is violently captured. He locks her away, screaming she's a traitor to her blood and class. Her fate to be decided after the battle.
Go, Melange! Warn them!
Fine! What did you tell him?
With this new intel, Robin adapts. He sends Friar Tuck, Will Gamewell, and the fierce Isabel on a suicide mission, sabotage the bridge to Leicester to block reinforcements. As dawn breaks, the main outlaw band becomes ghosts in the trees, watching Gisborne and the sheriff's column march past. The sheriff feels the unnatural quiet, a veteran's unease, but Gisborne charges ahead, blind.
Nurse, Sheriff?
Do you not see it?
I see nothing.
Exactly. We're far in now and no scouts. Not usual.
The moment Gisborne's triumph at the cave turns to ash. It's abandoned but orderly, and then the sheriff finds it, a rough sketch in the dirt, a map of Nottingham. His face pales. He's not here, he's at Nottingham. Panic ensues. They order a frantic retreat.
I knew they'd run.
They didn't run, they moved.
Moved? To where?
To the one place they have a chance. Nottingham.
Meanwhile, Robin's takeover of the castle is shockingly easy. Minimal resistance. They seize the battlements, but the cost is paid elsewhere. Tuck's team succeeds in destroying the bridge, but in a heroic, tragic act reminiscent of a classic siege, Will Gamewell ensures the explosive detonate, sacrificing himself and Isabel to stop the Leicester soldiers. It's a brutal, emotional payoff for these characters. The returning soldiers are caught in a brutal pincer.
burns. It burns!
Outlaws harrying them from the forest and their own castle walls now manned by Robin's archers. Arrows rain down on them. But Robin's goal isn't total victory. Having made his point, he signals the retreat. Using secret passages, his men vanish like smoke. The castle was retaken, but the message is seared into Nottingham. Nowhere is safe.
Okay, all right. The bridge burns. Leicester's men are cut off. Right, now we go to the forest!
And now, the real plot. Amidst the chaos, the sheriff finds Gisborne. Feigning loyalty, he tells the knight he knows a secret route to flank Robin. Gisborne, eager for glory and viewing the sheriff as a coward, follows him into a secluded tower room with a few guards. It's a dead end. The moment Gisborne turns his back, the sheriff strikes. With the help of his loyal commander, who dies in the fight, he murders Guy of Gisborne in cold blood. Then he coolly arranges the scene to look like they fell in battle against Robin's men. This was his plan all along, an assassination sanctioned by Queen Eleanor to remove her husband's enforcer.
Coward. No, Victor.
Outside the walls, Robin finally gets his direct sword fight with the sheriff. He snarls accusations about his father's murder. The sheriff deflects, blaming Hugh's pride. But here, Robin has a monumental character moment. The blinding rage for revenge that has driven him clears. He realizes something, or someone, is more important. He breaks off the fight, leaving the sheriff screaming into the mist, and races not to chase his enemy, but to save his love.
Fight!
Not today, Sheriff. Soon.
Robin Hood!
In the aftermath, the sheriff meets with his co-conspirator, the Bishop of Hereford, and the scale of their plot is revealed to be earth-shattering. The sheriff states plainly, the king cannot leave England alive. This isn't just about Nottingham anymore. They are now conspirators in regicide, aiming to kill King Henry II to put Eleanor's preferred son on the throne.
The king will come. Let his men find Hood.
And the king himself.
Henry cannot leave England alive.
At the Locksley estate, the Earl has decided to execute Marian for treason, but Aleppo, his conscience turned by Marian's courage, helps delay him. Robin storms in, and in a cathartic final showdown in the Manor Hall, Robin and Marian fight the Earl together. Marian moves for the killing blow, but Robin stops her, sparing her the burden of patricide. The Earl dies regardless, his tyranny over. In the aftermath, the band formally disbands to hide in plain sight, a tactical retreat, not a surrender. And in a moment that finally earns his name, Robin orders their hoarded gold distributed to the poor across the Midlands.
This place isn't safe, so we hide in plain sight with our people. We rebuild, and when the time's right, we'll fight again.
Marian returns to Queen Eleanor and in a shrewd negotiation secures a royal pardon for Robin and her own release. But Eleanor, ever the strategist, then privately pitches a new, mysterious alliance to Marian, a tantalizing hook for Season 2 kept secret from us and from Robin. Marian rides back to Sherwood and into Robin's arms.
And he won't stop until Robin Hood is dead. So ask me, Marian, what have I to offer you?
What do you offer?
Your only chance of survival.
But wait, the subplot. The sheriff's daughter, Priscilla, pregnant and abandoned, is banished to a convent by her furious father. She conspires with the duplicitous Bishop of Hereford to escape, but is betrayed. From her prison, she pens a secret letter. We don't see its contents, but its destination is clear: King Henry II. She is now a wild card, likely ready to expose the entire conspiracy.
Tell no one what you carry. There are truths inside that concern the sovereignty of England. Do not fail. The next chapter of this kingdom begins with my letter.
So, the finale ends with a quiet moment for Robin and Marian, but the horizon is dark. One enemy, Gisborne, has fallen, but a far more powerful one has risen. The sheriff and Queen Eleanor's plot threatens the crown itself. Robin's war for justice has just become a war for the soul of England. What did you think of that finale? Is the sheriff now the ultimate villain? What's in Marian's new deal with Eleanor? And just how explosive is Priscilla's letter? Scream your theories and reactions down in the comments. If you love this breakdown, smashing that like button and subscribing is the best way to support the channel. Until next time, keep breaking down those episodes. See you soon.